Hello, this is Lisa Paulie.
And I'm Dan Sherman.
And I'm Dave Fox with sports.
Well, here we are. It's the second week in May, and we only have one more show until fall. Let's make this one a good one, Dan.
Well, everyone knows that May is National Teacher Month.
Yes, May 5th has been declared National Teachers Day, but the month of May has been declared National Teacher Appreciation Month.
I think that's good because it gives all the students a chance to say thank you to their favorite teachers. I love all my teachers. In fact, my favorite quote is that of Jonathan Swift, who wrote, "Who excels in what we prize appears a hero in our eyes."
I like Henry Adams's quote, "A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops." Some teachers are so smart, they can influence their bosses by taking them to lunch. I was there to get the story. The Ohio Educational Library and Media Association sponsored a luncheon for librarians to take administrators to lunch. The importance of this luncheon was to open lines of communication between the school librarians and the school administrators. A strong relationship between the librarians and the administrators makes the library itself stronger, more organized, and more efficient. Here you see two of our school librarians, Mrs. Clampith and Miss Hammond, getting ready to take Vice Principal Judy Weller to lunch. This has been Lisa Paulie. Now, back to the anchor desk.
I have to admit, taking your boss to lunch is a pretty good philosophy.
Well, we have a teacher here who is a real live philosopher. Mr. John Hickman is in profile with us this week. Here is Rich to introduce him to us.
For the last 27 years, John Hickman has been a great asset to the Gahanna school system. Whether he's teaching phys ed softball to sophomores, or talking to his gym aides, or getting ready to unleash the vicious slow-pitch softball, Mr. Hickman has had an impact on the lives of many people. He has been a football trainer and equipment manager for 17 years and has also helped the wrestling and track teams. All the while, he is everybody's friend. I had a chance to talk to Mr. Hickman. Some of the different athletic activities you've been involved with?
Well, when I started out, I worked with just the football team, and that was from 60 to about 69 with the junior high. In 65, I was the head junior high coach, and then when I was at Stigler Road Junior High between 66 and about 70, I was also involved in wrestling and as a track coach.
How has your role changed in these different athletic activities over the years?
Well, in the 60s, I was a coach, and then in 71, I moved over to the high school with Mr. Bowman as the athletic trainer, and I worked as the athletic trainer 71 through the 85 season.
Now, have the sports changed any over the years? Have you noticed any big change in the sports?
Well, I suspect the big change in the sports, especially the one I worked most in football, was probably the protective equipment, the cost of the equipment, and probably in some cases some of the attitude.
Okay. How have the athlete changed over the years?
Well, I would say when I started out in 61, the athlete was more like being in the military. I mean, you said it, he did it. As time changed, the athletes in 85, 86 have become sort of more of an open society. I don't know that that's all bad, but the athletes sometimes think for themselves and have more freedom.
Okay, if you had to choose a few athletes who you've seen graduate from Gahanna who really impressed you the most, who would they be?
Well, I suppose Mike Browning was here in basketball in the late 60s. He went on to Clemson to play. Bruce Washington, who was a two-time state champion here in the discus, and then went on to Albany. And probably Matt Smith, who was an all-state linebacker here, and then went on and played 4 years at West Virginia.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your time. This has been Rich Richkowski for WGLH.
You see, Lisa, they don't quit loving teachers even when they stop teaching.
That would certainly be a good selling point for the young people that are just entering the teaching field.
That's right, and Ann did a story on the OSU interns. Let's watch.
This is Ann Golden for WGLH-TV, and I'm here with Chris Wellbum, one of the student teachers at Gahanna Lincoln from Ohio State. Could you tell us a little bit about the program and how you're chosen to participate in it?
Okay. The state of Ohio requires that all teachers have a certain number of hours in the field. So all the teachers that you have here have at one time been student teachers also. And we don't really have a choice as to whether we do this or not. We're all required by the state to do it.
Okay, how long does the program last?
10 weeks at Ohio State. Some other schools have a longer experience than Ohio State does.
Did you have any choice in which kind of school you're placed?
Only as far as suburban, rural, or urban, and whether we wanted to teach at a high school, middle school, or elementary school.
So not specific schools,
Right.
just a type?
Right.
Okay. What classes are you currently teaching?
Right now I'm teaching 4 20th century American history classes.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes, it's great. All the teachers here have been very helpful. If we have any kind of problem at all, they're right there to help you and offer support.
Is this what you expected teaching to be like?
I didn't expect as much paperwork as we have. That's a big part of it, and I think students sometimes fail to realize how much preparation it requires.
Are you pretty much in control of your classes?
Yeah.
You give tests and quizzes
Yeah.
how you want?
I have full reign over what goes on in the classroom.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
This has been Ann Golden, WGLH-TV.
You can just feel the energy given off by those new teachers.
Speaking of energy, have you seen the energy our own art teacher, Mr. Smith, was able to elicit from his students?
Don Johnson? Robin? A mermaid in the Gahanna Lincoln Library? What are they doing there? Well, they're the product of Mr. Smith's Art 1 students. All 32 students in Mr. Smith's Art 1 class worked on life-size figures that were to be a self-portrait mixed with an alter ego. Students can mix their own characteristics with the characteristics of a famous TV, movie, rock, comic, or imaginary character. The 2-week project was a culmination of the class's work on the study of models in the human figure. The more inventive work of Kelly Doby, Sandy Hunsinger, Amy Jenkins, Mark Daniels, Rob Reese, Nick Girardi, Tyrone DeJean, Chris Ratchford, and Jeff Stonebreaker were displayed in the Lincoln Library for 2 weeks. Other students whose work was not on display still had creative ideas for their figures. Andy Anderson and Jeff Jordan worked on 2 colorful motocross racers, while Billy Bruner drew himself in a timely prawn ensemble. Mr. Smith said the project went well in its first year, and he plans to do it again next year. This has been Nancy Carroll reporting with some of Mr. Smith's art students. Now back to the anchors.
I love those paintings. It sure makes you proud of the teachers who are able to motivate that kind of creativity.
Someone else who's really able to motivate his students is Mr. Muser. We're doing a profile on him next show. He's going to be a foreign exchange teacher.
Did you know that Sue is doing a story on foreign exchange student?
No, I didn't. Can we watch it now?
Well, sure. Let's watch.
Hi, this is Sue Patton for WGLH-TV. Foreign exchange program began many years ago in Gahanna. Foreign exchange program brings students from different countries to Gahanna Jefferson School District. This year we brought 3 students from 3 different countries in September. We have Mike Dles from Germany, and Hino Hales from the Philippines, and Manuel Himees from Spain. Thank you for coming. I hope you don't mind if I ask you a few questions.
No.
Okay. What expectations did you have when you came to the U.S.?
For me?
Anne, you can start first.
Okay. I expected to gain a lot of friends, and I expected, to see a very rich country. Yeah.
Manuel?
Well, I expect get more friends than I got now, but I think the friendship here is different than Spain, so now it doesn't bother me now at all. Another thing I expect from here, it was a rich country like everybody else say, but I only saw this country in the movies, and that's the only thing I saw. So I didn't really know everything.
Well, before I came over here, I kind of thought of the United States as like the wild country you always see in the westerns, like cowboys and Indians, and or when you see movies about the United States that take place in California, you know, just imagine it to be like really wild and party all the time. Of course, once I was over here, I found out it wasn't that way. I don't know.
Did you see many differences in the culture opposed to yours? Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of difference. In the Philippines, the family rules everything. I mean, you know, the children obey their parents, and it's totally different from here. And what else?
I don't know, it's your country.
Yes, that's about. I mean, it's totally different. I mean, you guys are independent, and we're not. I mean, as children, we're not. We usually depend on our parents. Yeah.
Well, I think the main difference here, but I see the people here, the teenagers, most of them work. In Spain, it's not as popular here, work. So we don't work, we study, or we work. We don't do both things at the same time. Another difference is the school system. Here, it's you change the classes. In Spain, you don't change. You got the same class the whole day. Another different, like in housing and stuff, is like here the people live in a house, and mainly in Spain they live in apartments because we don't have enough like land to build in. So here the things are more spread out like than in Spain. Another difference, I don't know. The cars are different. They are better here, cheaper of course here.
I can't really think of any major differences we have. There are a lot of small, minor differences, like attitude of the students towards school over here. Students take school much more serious because they probably just feel it's their responsibility. In Germany, students are more like they always have to be pushed into things, and I was very surprised about that when I first came into the classroom over here, and the students sat there and waited for the teacher to come in, and nobody really said anything. In Germany, when we waited for the teacher, there were always things flying in the classroom, and it was kind of weird seeing that like that.
And was it difficult to adjust to the new way of life?
Yes, it was. Although Americans take it easy, and when I first came over here, and everybody was just came towards me and said, "Hi, how are you doing?" And in Germany, when you come to up to a person like that and say, "Hi, how are you doing?" just in that way, in a real friendly way, it means that you look for some kind of deeper friendship. And over here, it's just something you do. You just say to anybody, if you like him or not, you just say, "Hi, how are you doing?" And that kind of disappointed me a little bit when I found out it wasn't really that way, that it was just something everybody did. So I was kind of disappointed, but I got over that pretty soon. And, well, now I know what it's like.
It was. For the first 2 months, it was really hard. And, but we got used to it. I mean, everything was just so different, and it was so difficult. Like, having new friends, you come to a country where you don't know anybody, and you have to change. There's an extreme change in climate, extreme change in neighborhood, and you stay with a family that you never even knew. So it was really hard, but it took time to get adjusted to it.
Well, for me, it wasn't too hard to adjust at this system. The thing was kind of hard was the school, because the system, I don't used to it. So it's kind of hard. The climate is not like in Spain. In Spain, we got sunny days, and we don't have too much rain. And where I live, we don't have snow, a little bit of snow. So here, we got a lot of snow. Well, this year we didn't have a lot, but so it wasn't too hard for me.
What do you like most about in the U.S.?
Clothes and food, no, everything. I mean, everything's so different. And I mean, I love my country, but there's a big difference from the Philippines and America. So, I mean, I gain a lot of friends, which I hate leaving them here too. This is quite an experience, really.
Well, I do like, I like school system, I think is good. I like live in a house like here with your own garden, and the cars are pretty neat. I like, let me see, some of the food I like, but it's kind of the same food. And that's about it.
Easy to answer. It's, well, I just came over here from a different country and just came into the family, and they're very loving and try to make my life as easy as possible. And I'm just experiencing the life as it is over here. And I don't really know what is the greatest, but the whole thing is just great.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This has been Sue Patton for WGLH. Now back to the anchors.
It is really interesting when you can meet people from all over the globe.
We've had someone here who has traveled all over himself. He was here to talk to our history classes about the Holocaust. He was over there in Germany, and now he's here. Kristen has the story.
The word Holocaust isn't just something that 20th century history students have to remember for the World War II test. It is associated with the mass murders of millions of Jews. Hitler was prejudiced against anyone who wasn't a member of the perfect race, and so he set up large concentration camps to effectively and quickly kill them. Now the students are horrified to read the stories about how the Jews were gassed. But imagine if they were there, truly, not just reading about it. Very few survived to tell what really happened to the Jews back then, but Gahanna students listened to a Mr. Murray Ebner who did live through it all. He now receives $500 a month from the German government, but he says he only accepts it to give it to charity. After the students heard him speak, I believe everyone in the auditorium felt that their problems weren't as bad as they seemed. This has been Kristen Hampton reporting.
That is really unbelievable.
You think that was unbelievable? You ought to see this next clip that Dan Demchek did.
Hello, this is Dan Demchek, and a few weeks back, I went to see Boa Derek, not the famous star, but a snake which Stephanie Wright brought in from COSI. The zoology classes were studying reptiles, the group which snakes belong to. Amy passed the snake around the class. A few people were afraid to touch it because of the farce that snakes are slimy, which they are not. I was not afraid to touch the animal. The boa is part of the reptile area at COSI, and we thank the science department and Stephanie White for bringing Boa Derek to the school and letting us come and see the reptile. This has been Dan Demchek. Now back to the anchors.
You know, Lisa, when you give accolades to someone for allowing and arranging for all of these things to happen, you have to give credit to the teachers.
You're absolutely right, Dan. Lisa Martin had a lot of coaching from teachers Dodger and Geyser in her success. Eric has the story.
Dear Lord, I don't mean to be a burden this early in the morning, but times are changing. Walter Lee needs something that I can't give him anymore. And poor Benita trying to go to school. And then there's Ruth. But you always there, Lord. You always there. Amazing grace, how sweet the sounds that saved a wretch like me. My scene takes place in a poor black neighborhood where you will meet Mama, Walter Lee, Ruth, and Benita, A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry. Well, I was called down to the guidance counselor by Mrs. Porter and Mr. Phillips. A lady named Mrs. Tidwell had contacted them from an AXO program that I was in that I had recently won a trip to New York in. And they wanted to see me come out and try out for the talent search.
Why did you become involved in drama?
Well, if you were to ask my mother this question, she would tell you I've been involved since day one, but I've always liked to imitate people and just pretend things. So basically it started from a young age.
Now, will you be attending college?
Yes, I will.
Or majoring in what?
Well, I would like to major in drama, but if I can't really get a scholarship, like when I go to New York, I'm trying out for a scholarship. If I can't get the scholarship for drama, I will probably major in social work, communication, something like that.
I'm sure that there are some English teachers who can take some vows for the success of 2 English students. WGLH would like to offer our sincere congratulations to Christy Orr and Chad Moeller, who received awards at the Otterbein English Festival. The 2 competed against students from 40 other high schools in literature and composition activities.
Teachers are behind us in our academics, but they also help us arrange our social lives. Mrs. Carmen Biggis helped arrange the junior-senior prom. Todd was there, and he has the story.
Tuxedos and nice dresses signal only one thing, prom. Yes, it's that time of year again, when juniors and seniors get a special night out in the town, away from worries about assignments or upcoming exams. The junior class this year chose the Holiday Inn on the Lane as the site for this year's junior-senior prom held on May 9th. The prom started at 9 o'clock, but long before that, the nervous chaperones and the more nervous students began to fill the ballroom, expectant of the events to come. As the prom kicked off, so did the band, and they danced the night away. This has been Todd Spencer for WGLH. Now back to our anchors.
No doubt about it, Lisa. We have a fantastic school here.
We sure do, Dan. We even have the best school bus drivers. In a regional school bus rodeo at Mifflin High School, Penny DeLorenzo, Mildred Fairchild, Joyce Nelson, and Pam Schott competed. There was a written exam, and they had to drive a 12-minute obstacle course. Out of 134 contestants, Mildred Fairchild placed 4th, and the team placed 3rd. We are very fortunate to have such quality drivers on our team.
All of these things make our school system special, but we can't forget how we depend on the support of our parents and the community. They went to the polls on the 5th and passed the much-needed bond levy. I was there, and I took some footage.
Hi, this is Dan Sherman of WGLH, and right now I'm at C Building where people are coming in and voting for such topics as the mayoral election and different levies going around Gahanna.
The gym at C Building is one of the many places to vote at around Gahanna. There were many people there which wrote down names and checked and made sure the voters were at the right place. There were also presiding judges who were there. I asked one of the presiding judges, Mr. Glide Marsh, some questions.
Here with Glide Marsh, who is a presiding judge at the C Building voting place. Mr. Marsh, how many people have been coming in, and about what time have they been coming in?
Our precinct has 69 people have registered, and here comes the 70th. And this is roughly, I'd say, about 1/3 what we had at the last general election. And it's to be anticipated because there's not much to vote on today.
Okay, do you see that more people are going to be coming in?
We would anticipate that it'll be light all day, but people vote generally when they have free time. So.
Have you had any problems around, like, doing the judging here?
No, the only problems we've had is that, and they're characteristic of any election, we have a few problems with registration where people have errors in their registration at the Board of Elections, or they're people that have moved and their address changes.
Probably the main issue that people voted on was the 3 candidates running for mayor. Mr. Jim McGregor, Mr. Jim Abrams, and Mr. Ernie Strauss made up the 3 candidates. The top 2 vote getters would run in the primary. Mr. Jim McGregor and Mr. Abrahams won.
Well, with the voting going well, right now I'm going to exercise my right to vote. This has been Dan Sherman from WGLH-TV.
Our parents play a very special part in our education, but it's because of their support and concern that we have our beautifully planned after prom. Let's watch.
This is David Fox for WGLH-TV. This year marks the first time that Gahanna Lincoln has had an after prom. The after prom is an idea formed and put together by members of Student Council, Youth to Youth, and Mr. Ed Woodman, substance abuse counselor at Gahanna Lincoln. After prom was formed to provide an activity for people after they came from prom, or something to do for those who didn't attend prom. It was also an alternative to the hotel parties or parties that involved alcohol. After attending prom, people had a variety of activities to choose from the services at Westerville Athletic Club, in which after prom was held. They could do racquetball, volleyball, they could swim, play squash, use Westerville Athletic Club's jacuzzi or steam room. While they were there, people had free pizza and pop and other munchies to choose from to munch out on. This year, things went well after prom, but attendance was kind of low, people said. People hope this will be an annual event, and WGLH-TV does too. This has been David Fox for WGLH-TV.
Well, Dave, I see you made it back from the prom. What do you have for us in sports, or were you too shot to shoot?
No, I'm just fine, and as always, gathering the sports news. And to start things off, the freshman baseball team lost to St. Charles 6-4 and Upper Arlington 5-1. The reserve team lost to Grove City 8-6 in 8 innings, but beat Upper Arlington 13-10. Good job, guys. The varsity baseball team lost against Franklin Heights 11-9 and nearly beat Grove City 5-4. In softball, the varsity girls beat Franklin Heights 15-8, lost to Grove City 10-6, and chalked up an impressive 18-10 win against Grove City. The reserve team mimicked the varsity team by beating Franklin Heights 12-9, losing against Grove City 4-2, and a shutout of Upper Arlington 4-0. The boys and girls track team both took first place in the Gahanna Relays, which was hosted by Lincoln High. The Lions also beat Worthington, the boys winning 72-50, and the girls beating them 84-43. We'd also like to congratulate Mark Hardy and Sean Zimmerman, who represented Gahanna Lincoln in a lifting competition involving many high schools this week. We would like to congratulate Mark in coming in first in his weight class and Sean in coming in third. Good job, guys. And that's it for sports this week.
Well, I guess that about wraps it up for today.
Yes, except to tell all the teachers all over the world what a difference they make in our lives.
Yes, Lisa, they really have to love what they're doing. And as Chaucer wrote, gladly would he learn and gladly teach.
We at WGLH would like to say,
thanks, teachers.